It's tarot time.
Tonight, we unravel a story written in the space between two hearts. I am Master, and this is the lesson of the Two of Cups. They met the way many modern connections begin. Half curious, half guarded, scrolling late at night with the quiet hope of being surprised. Isabel had nearly closed the app. Daniel had almost swiped past, but something paused them both. A smile that wasn't trying too hard, a line that felt honest. Their first meeting was effortless in the way that makes time feel irrelevant. One drink turned into two, then a walk, then laughter that startled them both. Isabel felt it immediately, the rare comfort of being fully present without rehearsing who she needed to be. Daniel felt it too, that calm recognition, as if something inside him had leaned forward and said, "Yes, this." They spoke about values before they spoke about dreams, about work, but not in the polished way people usually do, about loss, lightly, carefully. When they finally parted, there was no rush to impress, no promise made, just a quiet understanding that they would see each other again. That is how the Two of Cups enters a life, not with fireworks, but with recognition. The next morning, Isabel stood in her kitchen, coffee cooling in her hands as she read an internal memo. A merger update, final phase, Viridian Systems. Her stomach tightened. This wasn't just business. This was her department, her oversight, her decisions. Across the city, Daniel sat in a glass-walled conference room, listening as leadership outlined the same merger from the other side. When the slide changed and a name appeared, Director of Organizational Strategy, Isabel Grant. He felt something cold and sharp move through his chest. They didn't say anything right away. On their third date, the truth arrived gently and all at once. Isabel spoke first, her voice steady, but her hands folded too tightly around her glass.
"There's something we need to talk about."
When the realization settled between them, it didn't explode. It sank, heavy, inescapable. They sat in silence longer than was comfortable.
So this is real?
Yes, and that's the problem.
Their worlds were not just separate, they were colliding. Every conversation they shared outside of work carried invisible weight. Every laugh echoed with consequence. They were equals in feeling, but their positions made balance fragile. The Two of Cups does not promise ease. It promises mutuality. They tried to navigate it carefully. Neutral places, no details, no overlap. But intimacy doesn't live in compartments. It spills, it asks questions, it demands truth. Isabel lay awake at night, staring at the ceiling, torn between the integrity she had built her career on and the connection she hadn't felt in years. She had spent her life choosing stability, choosing control. Now something inside her whispered that maybe this was what she'd been protecting herself from all along. Daniel wrestled with loyalty to his team, to his principles, to the quiet voice that said, "Don't sacrifice people for desire." Yet every time Isabel looked at him, really looked, he felt seen in a way that had nothing to do with titles or outcomes. One evening, they stood together on a bridge overlooking the city. Below them, traffic streamed in opposite directions, red lights and white lights never touching.
If we keep going, someone pays.
And if we stop? We do.
That was the moment, not dramatic, not loud, but true. The Two of Cups asks a difficult question. Can connection remain sacred when it cannot be claimed? They chose honesty over urgency, not because the bond was weak, but because it was strong enough to deserve respect. No secret meetings, no half-truths, no slow erosion of who they were. They did not promise each other a future. They honored the present. The merger finalized weeks later. Careers advanced, meetings filled calendars. Life returned to its expected shape. They did not reach out. They did not linger online. They let the connection rest where it had been born. In truth. Yet sometimes, passing a familiar cafe or hearing a certain laugh across a crowded room, each felt it. Not regret, not longing. Recognition. That was real and that mattered. This is the quiet power of the Two of Cups. It is not about possession. It is about reflection, about meeting another soul and seeing yourself clearly. Sometimes for the first time. Connection does not always ask us to hold on. Sometimes it asks us to honor what was shared without turning it into something it cannot be. And here is the lesson I leave with you tonight. When a connection changes you but cannot stay, do you measure its value by how long it lasts, or by how truthfully it teaches you who you are? Sit with that. The cups remain raised, and the choice, as always, is yours.